Okay, so is my screen visible?
It is.
Okay. Hello, guys. I'm going to present today about automation testing with AI. I'm going to be as quick as possible. Let's do this. Okay, so to introduce myself, my name is Vinay Jadhav. I'm a Sitecore Solutions Architect with SGS. I have around 9 years of experience working with various versions of Sitecore. I'm a three-time Sitecore Technology MVP. Find my blog and LinkedIn, and feel free to connect. So the agenda today is going to be I'm going to explain what the problem we had and what's the solution that we approached, how agentic AI actually helped us, and we'll have the questions in the end. So I want to start with the exact problem that we had. The regression QA used to be very slow. It used to be expensive. We used to take days to do manual regression. It used to be a huge issue. Even if we had automation solution, it was basically outdated. We never actually got the time to go through the tests and update them. And it used to take a lot of time to actually go through the issues and fix them, reproduce them on the other environments. This used to be very expensive for us. So the solution was to go from automated testing to autonomous testing. So we used to have the manual QA. The human used to write all the test cases, run them, clicking through the site, and dealing things by hand. And then we used to have automated QA, where it's still relevant, I guess, where the human writes the tests, then we run them on the CI, and the human has to triage and fix every failure. So now we introduce agentic QA, where we use an agentic AI, where the human approves the work, the agents run the tests, run them, fix the failures, and only report the outcome. That's what agent QA is about, and the human is always kept in the loop. But instead of writing tests, now we orchestrate the tests. The solution overview is somewhat like this. We have three layers. We have the test suite, which will have playwright with TypeScript and the POMs and the features and the reporters. And the second layer will have the CI/CD, which is an Azure DevOps pipeline. In our case, it can be anything else. And the third layer will be the agentic AI, where we have GitHub Copilot agents in our case, but it can be Claude agents or others too. And it's backed with skills, and it uses Playwright MCP, which I'm going to explain later. And the loop is always going to be the same. We run it every release, and every release we see that whatever needs improvement, and we improve that in the next sprint. And that's how it's always going to be. So the concept is to build once and run anywhere. We build it with the Playwright with TypeScript on a Node.js runtime, and we run it on a real Chrome channel, not the bundled Chromium which comes with Playwright. And we create custom reporters for formatting the reports. We have HTML reports for debugging each of the test case, and we have PDF reports to submit to the stakeholders. And we rely entirely on open source. We do not have any SaaS lock-in, so we're not working with a particular product here. And first we do a smoke test to check if the page exists. Only then we run the tests associated with that page. Otherwise we skip all those tests. And we have Azure DevOps pipelines with dedicated stages for each of the environments. And we are using custom headers or static IPs to bypass the web application firewall. And the agents and skills are defined as markdown files in the solution. And we use Playwright MCP for a real browser during design time when we are building the tests. So a brief introduction of why we use Playwright. Playwright is a framework for web automation testing, and it offers multiple toolkits. It's open source and it's maintained by Microsoft. So we use the Playwright test for end-to-end testing. We use the CLI for the command line, and it also offers a library for automation tests. Along with this, we have an MCP for AI-driven automation. It offers libraries in Node.js, Python, Java, and .NET. We are going with the Node.js one. And we have the agent rooster looks like this. We have three agents, and the QA agent is a senior QA engineer orchestrator. Anything that you want to do which does not have the specific agent, you'd use a QA agent. And we have a test generation and generator agent specifically where which we can use to generate tests for a particular URL. And we have a test debugger agent which we basically use to fix tests and more of update the tests. If something changes in the page, we use the test debugger to update that particular test case. And all of these agents are markdown files in the solution. They are version controlled and they are reviewable. And we have a pipeline run where the developer can run the pipeline, and we tag it with a particular release. The artifacts are generated with the test results. And during debugging, we use the test debugger agent. The QA uses the test debugger agent to see why that particular test is failing and updates it. And whenever a new page is created on SES.com, we use the test generator to generate a test case or multiple test cases, depending on the page, and we commit them. These are the three flows that we have. And I think this is the most important slide I have in the deck. We have self-improving skills. So every agent is defined to update the skill with every single run, and record the observations and modify itself if needed. So what we do in this case is the LLMs, because they don't really remember anything, the skill log is very useful because in most cases, a particular fix applied for one test case is actually useful for other test cases too. So we keep an observation log and we keep a session log to record everything in our markdown files. So every single session, the agent reads the skill.md and it does the work and it records its insights and appends it to the log on the skill.md. And every entry is dated and tagged with the test ID. So the next agent can actually just search through the agent to the documentation to see what the fix was. When the agents start maintaining the solution, we introduce speed. Everything's now fast. It used to take days to introduce a new test. Now it just takes minutes. The quality improves. Because we also log everything, we make sure that it's very easy to build new tests. The cost decreases by a lot. The QA used to take yeah, QAs used to take actual days building test cases, and now just it takes hours, and it's much easier for them. The knowledge is also centralized because everything is on the skill.md files. A new engineer can be onboarded much easier. Everything is documented. This has made a real difference for us because uh, uh, I think just to give an example, just today we fixed 20 test cases in just 1 hour because we updated a new functionality. So I am open to questions. I also have a small demo I can show you guys. The test reports. So here I have the HTML test reports. As you can see, it lists down all the test cases, it groups them, and you can go through what all steps that there were. You see screenshots, and you can also filter them by why something skipped, why something failed, everything. So to bring on one point, the one thing that we are struggling right now is that the the automation testing can't test form submission test cases, so we skip them by default. I think, yeah, that's all I had to demo. Coming back to the slides. Okay, do we have any questions?
Peter.
Yeah, I've got a question if I can. So I've been doing the Anthropic Architect exam, and they're really hot on the skills defining allowed tools on the basis that if you've got loads of tools allowed, it doesn't select the right one as well. So have you, with your skills, have you had to think about that with the Playwright MCP of actually limiting the skills? And if you have, has that been impactful?
Absolutely, Pete. So when I started building the solution, we actually had multiple tools involved. I when we started using Selenium, Playwright was not understanding Selenium properly. Going with a single tool, everything being under Playwright really helped building it much quicker and much more stabler.
Excellent. Yeah, it was really interesting to see.
Yeah, great stuff. Thank you, Vinay, for sharing. I think we are almost on time. And probably team's going to kick off again. So yeah, I think thanks a lot again. Again, feel free to submit any session for the next event. They're gonna happen probably mid-July. Thank you for your time. And yeah, have a good one. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Milo.
Thanks all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.